Hotel workers, what is your craziest story? I was working the night shift at a mid-tier hotel just off the interstate when one of the craziest nights of my career went down. It was around 11 p.m. on a Saturday, and things had been pretty quiet up until that point. I was at the front desk doing some paperwork when I heard yelling coming from the parking lot. I looked up at the security monitor and saw this guy stumbling around near his truck, clearly wasted, screaming at the top of his lungs. Then I saw him reach into his vehicle and pull something out. My stomach dropped when I realized it was a gun. I immediately ducked behind the desk and called 911. The dispatcher kept me on the line while I watched the monitors. The guy, who I later found out was named Travis, was waving the gun around and yelling threats about shooting up the hotel. There were a few other guests in the parking lot who saw him and ran back inside through the side entrance, absolutely terrified. Within maybe 10 minutes, police cars started flooding into the parking lot with their lights flashing. They set up a perimeter and started trying to talk Travis down over their loudspeakers. He was not having it. He kept screaming incoherently and pointing the gun at the building, then at the cops, then back at the building. The whole standoff lasted about an hour. During that time, I had to keep other guests calm in the lobby. Some people wanted to leave, but the cops told us nobody could go in or out of the building. A few guests were filming from their windows on the upper floors until officers went door to door telling everyone to stay away from the windows and get on the floor. Eventually, they brought in a negotiator who managed to get close enough to have an actual conversation with Travis. Whatever she said seemed to work because after another 20 minutes or so, Travis put the gun down on the hood of his truck and got on the ground. About 6 officers rushed in and tackled him, cuffed him, and hauled him away. After everything calmed down and the cops cleared the scene, a couple of officers came inside to get statements and gather information about the guests involved. That's when I found out the absolutely insane reason behind the whole incident. Travis had checked into the hotel earlier that evening with his buddy Derek and Derek's wife Amanda. Apparently, the three of them had some kind of arrangement going on. They'd gone out drinking with the plan that Amanda was going to sleep with Travis that night. Specifically, the officers told me Travis kept ranting about how she'd promised to let him have an LC with her. But when they got back to the hotel room, Amanda changed her mind. She decided she didn't want to go through with it. Travis got pissed off and started getting aggressive about it, so Derek kicked him out of the room and locked the door. Travis started banging on the door and yelling, and when they wouldn't let him back in, he went out to his truck. That's when he grabbed his gun and decided threatening an entire hotel full of innocent people was a reasonable response to Sue Al rejection. Derek and Amanda checked out first thing the next morning, both looking mortified. They kept apologizing to me and the manager who'd come in after hearing about everything. Amanda was crying, and Derek just looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. Travis got charged with multiple felonies, including terroristic threats, aggravated assault, and public intoxication. I had to testify at his hearing a few months later. His lawyer tried to argue that he was too drunk to know what he was doing, but the judge wasn't buying it. The wildest part to me was that this whole thing happened because some drunk idiot got so mad about not getting laid that he was willing to traumatize dozens of people and potentially throw his life away. I've worked in hotels for almost 15 years and dealt with plenty of drunk guests doing stupid stuff, but nothing even comes close to that night. I ended up quitting that job about 6 months later. The pay wasn't worth the PTSD,